On the horrible match known as Doug Williams versus Jay Lethal.
Yeah, I really did not like this match at all. I mean, it was... And they're good workers, both of them.
It's just a bad pairing. You know, this is an X Division title match, and you had little to no high flying, which is what the X Division is known for.
Isn't the X Division supposed to be no limits?
Yeah, weight limits, no limits. I understand that. You know, Joe was a big part of it.
Right.
However, you know, this just is crap. I feel the match would have been a million times better if they would have had Red on the card. Red and Lethal could have worked their high spots. You could have had Williams do his groundwork and had an all-around decent match.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I would have much... I mean, we saw Lethal and Red on the house shows. And they're, I mean, especially in Rawway, was amazing.
The Rawway show was about a million times better than this crap that they put on Bound for Glory.
That Rawway match, yeah, was most definitely, that was pay-per-view quality that we got in Rawway. I'm not a huge Amazing Red fan either. I know he's a very good worker. Just not a huge fan of Amazing Red. It's just my personal taste. But him and Lethal can put on a damn good match.
Yep.
And I understand why Doug Williams was in it. Three-way would have been made more sense to me.
Right.
But even if you didn't, I didn't think that they had that good of chemistry. I expected better out of them. You know, that's pretty much all I have to say about that match.
Well, I mean, the aftermath I think was a lot more interesting in the match because you finally get Robbie E in, and you know they've been hyping this guy's introduction to TNA. You know, he kind of did some crap on the Live Impact, but now you're getting into a feud. It's it's right in for a belt. I think it's a good pairing for Robbie E. You know, good for Becky Bayless, aka Cookie. You know, let's see what they can actually do.
Yeah, the Live Impact with Robbie E. I mean, I'm not a huge follower of Rob Echoes. I was familiar with him before he got signed with TNA. I had seen very little from him, but he was a solid worker. That's what I would give him. I thought it was a solid pickup for TNA. Becky Bayless is someone that has already had numerous tryouts with WWE, and I thought for sure she was going to land there. When TNA scooped her up, I thought, again, amazing signing by TNA. Good for them. The gimmick it's shoddy, man. I don't like the gimmick. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really care for the Shore gimmick, but I think more of my issue is that for Echoes to make a move up the TNA roster and become more of a legitimate star, he has a handicap now, and he's handicapped by this gimmick. He's got to be Robbie E., this Jersey Shore wannabe or whatever parody. I'm not even sure what exactly he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But the Live Impact was a disaster. I felt bad for him because it was clear that Robbie was very nervous. And he went out there, and I think instead of cutting a promo, I think he was given a promo and he recited a promo. It was almost like he memorized a speech and then spit it back out verbatim. Becky did a little bit better of a job. She seemed to be more natural around the camera.
Yeah.
So it looked bad on the Live Impact, and of course this was the first taste that most of TNA fans or wrestling fans had gotten a chance to see this new gimmick of the Shore here. We had the chance to see him in Rawway, which I thought went over a million times better.
I still feel as if that was because they were going up against Mick Foley.
Perhaps it was. Maybe it was because they rode the coattails of Mick Foley, but I thought it came out better than them just coming out, cutting cutting a promo, then them coming out and reciting a promo and then leaving.
It was. I mean, just to give people background, Mick Foley was out there in Rawway. He's promoting his new Countdown to Lockdown book, I'll Find a Danny, The Shore Interrupts. And I feel like, as much as Mick Foley's been around, you can call him overused and, way past his prime. The guy still draws a lot of fanfare because of what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like that's where a lot of the heat was drawn from. Something similar on the Live Impact would have been, I think, perfect for them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't pan out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with that. And but you're right. After the match was over, back to Bound for Glory there, after the match was over, for Echoes to get into this program with Lethal, I think it's good for him. I don't expect him to win the X Division title. I think it's a very bad idea if they put it on him, too.
Yes.
Which I hope to God they don't. And I'm not saying I'm a huge Jay Lethal fan either, though we both have very cool first names. But no, I mean, I think that I think it could be a good feud if he can look good. I think Lethal can make him look good. I think Becky will help him make him look good, get him the heat that he needs. Stealing the X title, I think, is great. I mean, it's an old school. We've done it a million times. How many times have we seen somebody get their belt stolen?
A lot.
We just saw it on Raw not too long ago. DiBiase and his $1 million title. The point is, though, it's one that works. And it doesn't matter how many times you do that story, it still works. I mean, it's not going to generate you massive heat, but to the point of a new person, he comes in there, attacks Lethal, takes the belt, and then off he goes with Becky, and now they're using the belt. I think we have something there. Hopefully, it pans out better. For those who are Shore haters or Echoes haters or Becky Bayless haters, give them a chance. Because I think you'll be happy with them if you see a little bit more. It's not the Zack Ryder ripoff that you think it is, because Zack Ryder is not from the Jersey Shore. He's from Long Island doing his own thing. It's similar, but it's not the same. These guys are Jersey Shore, Echoes and Becky Bayless.
I believe the next match was a 3-on-2 handicap. I mean, we kind of already talked a little bit about it. I think my biggest question on the entire thing is Jarrett, no tags Joe, proves, he's not going to help him. The team of three, Nash, Sting, and Pope, come around and say, I told you so, and Jarrett just starts fighting them off.
Joe
just starts fighting them off. I didn't get that at all. Yeah. It made no sense to me. You were just proving, that you were taken as a fool, and you're going to fight against the guys, who were trying to tell you all along, trying to help you out, just because you were misguided. Didn't make any sense to me.
I 100% agree. I mean, that was my biggest issue. I didn't have a problem with Joe doing all the work and then Jarrett leaving him when he was, trying to get the tag. But you were building this where you're trying to get where Sting and Nash and Pope were the heels in this particular situation, and that they really didn't have, because of the way Tenay and Taz would broadcast it, supposed to be doing their jobs, trying to get them over as a heel team. And then they do the big swerve, the big 180 that I had been saying since January that Sting was not a heel, and that what he was saying was true, because let's face it, Sting's not a very good heel. And I think even Russo can realize that. So they had this thing set up perfectly, and here it is. Joe turns around after being left by Jarrett, and there's Sting and Nash and Pope. They're not fighting him. They're not attacking. They could have hit him from behind. They didn't do it because that's not what a babyface does. No, but they're saying, hey, Joe, we've been telling you not to get involved in this. Don't side with Jarrett. And you didn't listen. And what does Joe do? Flies off the handle and attacks, and then he just gets beaten down. Jackknife powerbomb 1, 2, 3.
The only thing that I think made sense at the Jackknife powerbomb was the fact that heavily rumored Nash is done with TNA.
Right.
Give him his last heyday. I think that was good.
But what I didn't like is the fact that I thought it made Joe look bad.
It does. It completely does.
Because we all make mistakes. So if you're Samoa Joe and you're like, oh my God, I trusted Jarrett, I trusted Hogan, and you're like, you turn around and there's the guys who have been telling you, especially Kevin Nash, who has had
history.
All within the storyline,
Yep.
It has this history with Joe, trying to help Joe become better and everything else like that. So Joe turns around to Nash and is like, he's got this look of bewilderment, and there's Nash saying, hey buddy, I told you, I said don't get involved in this. Why wouldn't you just duck your head and be like, oh, I should have freaking listened to you guys? And instead of turning around just going, yeah, I don't care. So what, I was wrong. I don't give a damn. I'm still going to beat you guys up. Well, okay, so now what side are you on, Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
Or are you not on a side? Or does it even matter because TNA hasn't really used him properly anyway in the longest time?
He always has that Nation of Violence going for him, I guess.
Yeah, the Nation. Whatever happened to the Nation of Violence? Oh, we forgot. What about the Ninjas?
Taz. My good friend, Bob, was abducted by ninjas.
Who's Bob?
He called me the other day, though. He called me to let me know he was abducted by ninjas. Just so you know. You
should have called his house. If he had been abducted by ninjas, in Taz's playbook, if you get, in his rule book, if you're abducted by ninjas, what you do is you call that person who's been abducted at his home, and then you wonder on live television why he's not returning your phone calls.
Oh, man.
So how is Bob doing anyway?
Yeah, Bob's fine.
Good.